I shouldn't, and I believe Yemen will be that comprehensive political settlement. It has to be based on accountability. And I know from having looked at the agenda, these are all issues that you will be working on going forward. Now, from a United Nations perspective, in Yemen to prepare for peace. In business, we usually prepare for a crisis. I've been preparing for crises for many, many years, but we never prepare for peace. And unfortunately, when peace comes, we're often not ready. So I've asked our own team to start being ready for that possibility. Our country teamed two major issues going forward in 2023. Home. 4.5 million time to go home. They go home whether the rest of us are ready to support them. We need to be ready at that moment when people want to go home. Secondly, what is the greatest threat to civilians today, despite the truce? And it's home. The third point I would like to make is that I have seen tremendous benefits in much of northern Yemen in terms of the truce and the de facto truce that has come out the rest of the north with the opening of the Sana'a airport. These are all clear benefits, and you see it in the cities as I travel around. They're different today. The spirit is better. The businesses are there that weren't there a year ago. But I also think that those benefits of peace, whether it's a truce, a ceasefire, or a final settlement, need to be balanced throughout the country. I'm not sure that that's why recently we were working in Taiz to find better ways to support the economy there, to help recovery there, because our surveys indicate that those who are displaced in those areas have not seen the benefit of the truce. So a balance is required. We will, going forward, continue to support humanitarian action. We need to resist the impulse that if peace is starting to come, that we move immediately to development and drop humanitarian assistance. And humanitarian assistance will be required for a number of years going forward until we can find so say we need to continue in the public services, but human capital, you can rebuild. Yemen can be rebuilt. Human capital. There is a difference between humanitarian and development assistance, and there's a gray zone in between that encompasses the areas I've just described. And we need to be flexible in our support going forward. The economy, in my view, Yemen has a potential I have not seen in a strong economic recovery. I mentioned engineers, but technical expertise is there. I've seen it up front on the ground. I believe with the right economic conditions, a rapid recovery and jobs and the benefits that go with jobs can be identified. And that is the real dividend of peace going forward. And I'll just conclude with 2 or 3 items that I think we need to keep in mind come here. Those who are marginalized on the ground, we need to keep a very tight focus on them as well. We need to make sure that the kinds of restrictions that we see, particularly in the north, on the participation of women, of women in the whole of the country. A mention was made of the FSO SOFR. I want to just hope that that can be lines for a more sustained, a very fruitful discussion that all Yemeni can benefit from. It's a tremendous.
والمدافعة عن الضحايا. فتفضلي.
لمركز صنعاء للدراسات الاستراتيجية لدعوته الكريمة وإتاحة الفرصة لي لإلقاء هذا الخطاب. أنا سماح سبيع أقدم الدعم القانوني لضحايا الانتهاكات منذ العام 2015. بادئ ذي بدء، لا يخفى على الجميع ما حدث من نزاع ولا يزال يحدث جر اليمن إلى كارثة إنسانية واقتصادية وسياسية، معها توقفت كل مناحي حياة الإنسان اليمني، فقوضت مؤسسات الدولة. فكان بداية هذا الدمار محاصرة المدن والتدمير الممنهج للبنية التحتية والقتل والاعتقالات والاختفاءات، انتشار للمجاعات والأوبئة وانهيار للعملة الوطنية، ومنع تنقل المواطن اليمني بحرية داخل بلده. علاوة على ذلك، ما فرض على المرأة اليمنية من قيد هو عدم السماح لها بالتنقل داخل اليمن إلا بوجود ما يسمى محرم. هذا العبء هذا الأمر شكل عبئاً إضافياً إلى الأعباء السابقة. كما لا يغيب عن أذهان هذا